Hey, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing today? Happy Saturday. So I'm gonna just tell you I'm gonna talk to y'all today on how I started my clothing brand. So so when I first started, I started my clothing brand 1 year ago. I started in November 2022, right? And I just had an idea in my head. You know how you have an idea in your head. You just like, what if I did this? What if I do that? That would be hard. I literally had an idea in my head. I'm like, man, let me just start a clothing brand. And I did the next day. I was like, fuck it, good clothing brand now. You know what I'm saying? So when I started the next day, um, I had to think of a name, and I knew I wanted my name to be somewhere in the clothing brand. My name is Zachary Lawrence, but yeah, my name that's my name, and I was like, nah, I can't put nothing Zach in there. So I was like, let me do something with my last name, Lawrence. I was like, okay, let me cut it and put Law in somewhere in the brand. I was like, all right, I like where I'm going. I'm cooking. So I was like, okay, Law. I was like, what rhymes with law, or what should I do with law? I was like, should I do the law? I'm like, nah, that sounds kind of crazy. I was like, should I do law or just law? I was like, that sounds kind of hard. I was like, nah, that's not it. That's not it. This is not a banger. I was like, let me do Lawville. I was like, oh, okay. It took me a week to really think about this. I was like, yeah, that sounds hard. I like that. That's real catchy, Lawville. So, all right. So, I got the name. So I'm like, all right. So where do I even start? So I just started, doing stuff. The best way to be prepared is to not be prepared. That sounds kind of stupid. Sounds kind of crazy, but it worked for me. So just start looking like, how do I make a website? Just basic questions. Basically, you don't need to know anything. You just need to have questions, because those questions will start answering other questions, and you will have more questions. So that's how it works. But I made a website. Um, and I bought a website from Webflow. Right? That shit was complicated. That shit was hard. I'm not gonna lie. I was so complicated. And I made the logo though. And when I made the logo, I made it on Pixart. And Pixart is a free app. You should look at it if you don't really. And it's really easy to use. Like I have Adobe now, but that shit kind of hard still. I don't know how to use it like that, but Pixar. I still use it to this day sometimes. I like Pixar, but Pixar is where I made my Larval logo right here for real. And I was just playing with stuff, and I was like, I like this font. It's kind of hard. At least I like it. It stands like never seen a font like that. Well, you know, Dreamville, but like I don't really look a little bit like mine, but not really. I wasn't even people. Some people were like, "Is that Dreamville?" I was like, "Nah, it's Lawville, Lawville." But nah, I didn't even think about Dreamville when I made this. I didn't even think about it, but it did pop up in my head later. Like, dang, it's kind of Dreamville a little bit, but not really. But anyway, so when I made the logo, I had to make it. I was like, I want to make a design too. So this is my first design on my hoodie, right? I know, right? I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like people like this. I was surprised. I was surprised, and when I made it, I was just making it on based on how I felt at the moment. Like show motion, not emotion. Like I don't know. And then it was like on top of the world, not showing no emotion. I don't know. I think it was kind of hard, but when I made that with Pixar too. And then I didn't know nothing about clothes, so my father put me on to this. He put me on a print on demand. I was like, "What's that?" He was like, "You just get a design and you put it on a hoodie and they ship it for you and all of that." I was like, "Okay, let me look into that." So it's basically drop shipping. So when I looked into it, I'm not gonna lie, if you want to do print on demand, I'm not gonna lie, it's a little expensive. It's not like, like you don't make that much profit. You make profit, but you can make a lot of profit if you charge a lot, but nobody's gonna see the thing with them. It's a limited quality, so like you can't just unless you're like got a big influence, you can do that. But me, I can't do that shit. But anyway, I'm putting designs on the hoodies, and once I made the website, so look, you should look in the Shopify. Shopify is I fuck with Shopify. It's $1 for 3 months. Look, I know everybody already tells you do Shopify, but I'm telling you again, get Shopify. So once I did that, I got on Printify, connected them together, put the hoodies on the website, and then I posted on Instagram, and I was a clothing brand. And then I was the first day I started, I got two purchases. I was pressed. I was pressed. My man's Emmanuel bought one, and my dad bought a hoodie. I was pressed. And I was like, okay. I automatic as soon as I got those sales, I automatically saw what I had the potential to do. That's why it's always important to support somebody, because you never know that little thing you just did for them can push them and really motivate them. So the little things matter. So after I did that, I got a little more sales from family and friends, supporting me. But after that, that died down, and then they got real dark. Oh shit! I was like, it got real, and I mean, and I was still crazy obsessed with it. Like I was very excited to start it, so I kept going. I'm not gonna just give up. I'm not that type of person, but kept going, making designs, buying designs, and then I started learning like different types of hoodies I can use for print on demand, doing different type of hoodies, fixing up the website, and then I was seeing progress, but it was kind of, I mean, yeah, a little bit, but damn, I'm like, nah, I ain't doing something right. So you know what I did? I took 2 steps back to go 10 steps forward. What I mean is, I stopped just pushing out a bunch of designs on hoodies trying to sell them because I knew something wasn't right. So I stopped advertising. And that's what I mean that's what I mean when I said I took 2 steps back. Like I stopped advertising and just trying to buy designs and sell clothes, and took 10 steps forward by teaching myself about the clothing brand and the business aspects of everything, and learning material manufacturers, how to sell, what I should do, branding, um, what people what people attract to, why people buy. I just wanted to understand why the thing. I just wanted to understand why are things the way they are, and I have a decent understanding of it. I have a pretty decent understanding of it, but I'm still learning more. But yeah, so I taught all myself that, and all those new skills I learned them by just being curious, and now I can use those skills to make money. So if you if you have a problem, if you have a problem with, or you're worried about your future and not about how you're gonna be, financially free or successful, for real, all you need to be is just curious and start just doing shit. Stop trying to be prepared. Like I said, the best way to be prepared is not to be prepared, and you start learning stuff you never even knew about yourself, and you be interested in stuff, meeting new people. So just start doing shit. That's the best way you can be successful and financially free. And you know, and now I'm growing more, meeting new people, networking, building my professional portfolio, building my professional portfolio and stuff. And I'm doing good, but I'm still working. You know what I'm saying? And now I feel like I want to help y'all because I want to share the same feeling I had when I knew I could make it. I want to share that with y'all and show y'all. You know what I'm saying? We gonna make it, and I'm bring y'all on my journey too, and inspire y'all, inspire everybody. That's my plan. But yeah, that's how I started my clothing brand though, and yeah.